We're debunking some myths today about real estate in Hawaii. And if you're considering buying a home here in Hawaii, you've probably heard a lot of different opinions, some of which might actually be misleading. So today we're going to clear the air and tackle some of the most common real estate myths on Oahu. My name is Chris Shomo, real estate agent and owner and founder of Home Sweet Home Hawaii Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty. Now let's jump right in. Let's start with one of the most common misconceptions. At myth number one, we have, you have to be a Hawaii resident to buy property here. The truth? No, it's not based on residency. Most Hawaii real estate is actually open to anyone, whether you're a local, a mainlander, or an international buyer. But land that is in the Hawaii Homelands Trust may only be leased to native Hawaiians. And what we mean by that is you have to have at least 50% Hawaiian blood. And the Hawaiian Homeland Trust is governed by federal and state law and is administered by the state. All that being said, the vast majority of real estate in the state is not in the trust. In fact, the real estate market here is quite diverse. We have buyers from all over the world who own homes or investment properties. Many investors come from Japan, China, Canada, and the US mainland own property on Oahu as well. According to data from the Hawaii State Department of Taxation, over 24% of the homes on Oahu are owned by out-of-state buyers. And a side note, for people who actually own homes here that are vacant, there are ongoing efforts to establish a tax on vacant homes to put pressure on homeowners to fill those homes. Will this actually make the impact that they're hoping for if these plans move forward? It's hard to say, it's doubtful. At myth number two, is Oahu too expensive for families to buy a home? The higher end listings in areas like Hawaii Kai and the beachside homes in Kailua and the luxury condo towers of Kaka'ako, they often make headlines, giving the impression that Oahu is way out of reach for most buyers. Now, I won't sugarcoat it, Oahu is super pricey, but the myth that all homes are out of reach for regular families is just simply not true. Yes, Oahu's real estate market is one of the most expensive in the country, with a median single family home price hovering around $1.1 million in 2024. However, there are still affordable options, especially if you're open to condos or townhomes. For instance, many family-friendly areas like Melilani, Kapolei, and Ewa Beach offer homes and townhomes under $800,000, which is more affordable than some of the more luxurious or centrally located neighborhoods like Diamond Head or Kailua. As far as average sales price of condos on Oahu, it's approximately $550,000 according to the Honolulu Board of Realtors. That price point is definitely a more attainable entry point for people who might not want to or need a single family house. Myth number three, homes near the ocean will always appreciate more. The idea that homes near the beach will always increase in value faster than inland properties seems logical, right? After all, like, who wouldn't want to live near the beach? The truth, while beachfront homes often cost more and can be great investments, they aren't always the best performing properties when it comes to appreciation. Data from Hawaii Information Service shows that homes in central Oahu and western Oahu, such as Ewa Beach and Kapolei areas, they've actually experienced appreciation rates that are equal, on par, or even exceeding those of some of the beachfront neighborhoods. Maybe that's because these towns have newer infrastructure, schools, and have a lot of commercial development over the past decade. Also, when you look at the numbers of oceanfront properties, you have to take into account the cost for maintenance and repairs. These costs can be very, very high because those homes are vulnerable to rust, corrosion, and wind damage. Some beachfront homeowners will budget 1 to 3% of the value of the home. And this is a much bigger topic, and we actually did a whole video on headaches of beachfront homeowners that you're welcome to check out. The link is in the description below. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time on our channel and you'd like to know everything there is about living in Hawaii, go ahead and subscribe below and also tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be first to learn about the real estate market here in Hawaii. So myth number four is military families don't have many real estate options on Oahu. Another common misconception is that military families, they're limited and often having to settle for just rentals or base housing. In reality, military families on Oahu have access to a wide range of housing options. Oahu has 11 military bases out of the 14 bases across Hawaii, including Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam, Schofield Barracks, and the Kaneohe Marine Corps Base. Outside of these bases are tons of residential communities close by with homes offering different price points. Towns like Ewa Beach, Mililani, and Kapolei are more popular for military families because of the proximity to the bases and also because of the affordability. And if you're a military family, remember you also benefit from VA loans, right? And this is really attractive. They have very attractive terms like low interest rates, no PMI, which is no private mortgage insurance, and most importantly, no down payment, so no money down. And heck, your credit score can even be below 600. Now, unfortunately, statistics show that as much as 80% of military, they're not even aware of these VA benefits, let alone the same benefits are offered to, they're extended to a surviving spouse. Why this myth persists? The perception that military families are confined to base housing, it really comes from the fact that Hawaii's cost of living is high, but it usually comes down to not really fully understanding their VA benefits. When you account for the cost of living adjustment, or what we call COLA, it's the acronym COLA, and if you account for the VA loan benefits, and also the basic housing allowance, the allowance for housing, and even the basic allowance for subsistence, or BAS, it's only a few $100s, but that's something, right? And it can add in, every little bit helps in planning. Many military families are able to comfortably own homes here. The proof is in the stats. The Honolulu Board of Realtors reports that around 10% of homebuyers on Oahu utilize VA loans. Now, with a population of over 1 million people on Oahu and around 380,000 homes on Oahu, that's a really small number. The next one is myth number 5. You can't get a loan if you're self-employed. Now, it is true that being self-employed can complicate the mortgage approval process, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. You'll just have to provide more documentation, but you can still qualify for loans based on mostly the same factors as anyone else. Mortgage lenders in Hawaii, just like on the mainland, evaluate your income, credit score, and financial history to assess a buyer's ability to pay back the loan. Basically, it's called debt to income ratio. As long as you can provide proof of consistent income for the past 2 years in the same industry and hit the benchmarks for those factors, being self-employed, it shouldn't be a barrier purchasing a home. You just want to make sure that you don't buy outside your means. Now, on this topic, it's really important to mention 2 critical points. Number 1, use a mortgage lender if you can. If someone is self-employed and they're using their bank, it can be harder to get a loan. Think of it this way. For a mortgage lender, this is what they do like all day long, and it's their specialty. But banks, on the other hand, even though they offer many offerings and services, having access to multiple home loan programs aren't just one of them. They'll usually have 2 or 3. And number 2, what's really important is to also use a local lender. Mainland lenders just aren't familiar with the unique situations when buying in Hawaii, especially when it comes to our condos. It's not to say a mainland lender isn't excellent at what they do, of course, but this gap in knowledge on how things work here in Hawaii can become so problematic during an escrow that a sale can fall through. If you want to learn more on this topic, feel free to go watch the video interview that we did with lender John Kiefer called Hawaii Homebuyer Warnings. Okay, now myth number 6 is property taxes in Hawaii are prohibitively high. Some buyers assume that because the cost of living in Hawaii can be crazy high, that the property taxes must be equally high. Well, we've got some good news here. Now, this is certainly not tax advice, and you'll have to consult with your CPA or accountant for that, right? But Hawaii actually has some of the lowest property tax rates in the United States. The calculation is done on a 2-tiered rate system. The first $1 million is at one rate, and then a different rate is applied for the value exceeding $1 million. It's significantly lower than pretty much every mainland state. But keep in mind that while the property tax rate is low, the high home values on Oahu can still result in a larger overall tax bill. However, for the value of the properties on Oahu, the taxes are relatively quite reasonable. Now you can go check out realproperty.honolulu.gov to check out tax rates and run the numbers for yourself for whichever property you might be interested in. Also, here's a big tip here. If you're buying a house as your primary residence make sure you file your Hawaii homeowner's exemption after you buy your house. This can shave off a small chunk. The overall high cost of living in Hawaii tends to make people believe everything is expensive here, but property taxes are one area where homeowners can actually catch a break. Myth number 7, construction homes are always more expensive. Some buyers believe that new construction homes on Oahu are automatically more expensive than older homes. Well, not exactly. While new construction homes may have higher list prices because of modern amenities and new appliances, luxury finishes, or other benefits, they can actually offer better value over time. New homes typically require fewer repairs, and they come with builder warranties and are often more energy efficient. Of course, that reduces your utility bills. In rapidly growing developments like Ho'opili and Ho'akale on the leeward side, new homes are often competitively priced compared to older homes in more established neighborhoods like Manoa. Additionally, buyers of new homes may benefit from developer incentives such as closing cost assistance. So there you have it, 7 of the most common myths about buying property on Oahu debunked. I hope you found this video helpful. The key takeaway here is that buying a home on Oahu is entirely possible with the right knowledge and planning. Don't let the myths hold you back. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more tips on buying a home in Hawaii. And if you're thinking about moving to Hawaii, whether your move is going to be in 9 days or 9 months from now, feel free to reach out. You can give me a call or shoot me a text or email me. My contact info is below. We absolutely love helping people buy and invest in Hawaii, and we're here to make your move as smooth and stress-free as possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Aloha.